Namaste to all the students. I, JVN Dr. Ekta Rana, Assistant Professor of English. I welcome you in the lecture of Introduction to English Literature. Today we will continue with reading the literature, ways of reading literature. Today we will discuss comprehensive and interactive variations. The ways of reading indicated are without doubt kinds of comprehension, as I have discussed in previous section, but they show comprehension to consist not just of passive assimilation but of active engagement in inference and problem solving. You infer information you feel the writer has invited you to grasp by presenting you with specific evidence and clues, and you make further inferences, for instance, about how the text may be significant to you or about its plausibility. Inferences that form the basis of a personal response for which the author will inevitably be far less responsible. Conceived in this way, comprehension will not follow exactly the same track for each reader. What is in the question is not the retrieval of an absolute, fixed, or true meaning that can be read off and checked for accuracy, or some timeless relations of the text to the world. Rather, we ascribe meanings to text on the basis of interaction between what we might call textual and contextual material, between kinds of organization or patterning we perceive in a text, formal structures, and various kinds of backgrounds, social knowledge, beliefs, and attitude, and what we bring to the text. Okay, such background material inevitably reflects who we are. Factors such as the place and period in which we are reading, our gender, ethnicity, age, and social class will encourage us towards certain interpretations, but at the same time obscure or even close or others. This doesn't, however, make interpretations merely relative or even pointless. Precisely because readers from different historical periods, places, and social experiences produce different but overlapping readings of the same words on the page, including for texts that engage with fundamental human concerns. Debates about texts can play an important role in social discussions of beliefs as well as of values. How we read a given text also depends on, to some extent, on our particular interest in reading it. Are we studying that text and trying to respond in a way that fulfills the requirement of a given purpose? Then, reading it simply for pleasure? These are the questions raises. Okay. Skimming it for information? Ways of reading on a train or in the bed are likely to differ considerably from reading in a seminar room. Such dimensions Such dimensions of reading suggest, as others introduced later in the book will also do the same. Okay, as I have recommended you in your notes. Okay, that we bring an implicit agenda to any act of reading. It doesn't then necessarily follow that one kind of reading is fuller, more advanced, or more worthwhile than other. Ideally, different kinds of reading informs each other and act as useful reference points for and counterbalance to one another. Together, they make up the reading component of your overall literacy or relationship to a surrounding textual environment. Okay? Then the text owns the meaning, how the text is organized, what words and structures it uses, how images and ideas are patterned will direct you towards a specific meaning. What is important in this framework is to observe details of language and form, and you will examine choices of expression, and in the use of stylistic devices such as parallel structures or figurative language, and contrast the way that the text is presented with other alternative ways it might have been presented. If pursued in isolation, however, this search for a meaning that should be predictable simply from the text's own organization runs into difficulties. The fact that texts are interpreted differently in different historical periods and by differently social groups or readerships challenges the notion of an objective meaning determined by text alone, unless only you are right and all those other readers are, however, somehow simply mistaken. Interpretive variation suggests that the social circumstances in which a text is produced and interpreted and the expectations reader bring to it can significantly affect what it will be taken to mean. Okay? Thank you for watching.